Here's part two of the video I started earlier with my son. Anyone with children knows to get a continuous block of time is very hard. But here's what I was trying to put forward. When I was very young, I can't remember the time, the age, but the first system I had was Atari 2600, and I would play with my dad. So I remember Space Invaders, and this is before the pause button. I could play that game for 6, 7 hours. And what we used to do, my father and I, is when one of us had to go to the bathroom, the other one would cover and then come back. I could never do this today. I can't believe I had those reflexes and hand-eye coordination at that age. I've never gotten into an accident driving, and I think it improved my hand-eye coordination. I have to believe that. Number two, Defender. I beat that game 3 times in a row. And you know how that goes. You have to go across, across, across. I think you have to go to level 99 3 times. I spent the entire day to beat that game. Today, if I try to play a challenging game, I can't do it. But I've heard statistics and studies where if you start children young on video games, on challenging video games, hand-eye coordination might be improved for life. So that's a potential benefit starting on the Atari. Another benefit is that it's cheap. Now, once the kid gets to school, he's going to know about PlayStation and whatever else is new and see the commercials for the graphics. He's going to want the new system. There's no going back then to Atari. But if you start him there young, right, I wonder if he'd get hooked, and then he'd have the same experiences that we did. So then you show him the Nintendo, and you show him the Super Nintendo, and you have him go up the ladder, and it would be a cheap way for him to get into gaming. Plus, it's not as realistic, it's not as violent playing those games as the uber realistic ones today. What do you guys think? Starting a kid from scratch, what video game system would you introduce them to first? Would you give them an Atari and pretend there's no other technology, and they start with that? And then another part of that would be, imagine in the span of a year, you take them from Atari to Super Nintendo, right? They live in this cocoon in your house, and they have no idea about this technology until you introduce it. Leaps and bounds. You can be like, wow, look at this new system. It's amazing. It's incredible to see the reactions. Because do you remember your reaction when you first played Zelda as compared to Space Invaders? It was like we were in a different universe. Let me know what you think. Comment, please. Subscribe, please. Thank you.